Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Johannesburg School of Mask and Movement Theatre's Instagram and our very first Instagram Live. I am your host, Noktula Mabuza, but everyone knows me as Noxi, and welcome to Noxi Interviews, which is a small little segment that we've put together to give you some insight into the higher into our offerings that we're going to be offering to you in the 2022 workshop series. So, our first guest is Rob Pombo, who is going to be chatting to us about two workshops that we're going to be offering in August. The first being the Masked Player, which is going to be taking place from the 6th to the 7th of August. And then the second, which is the Mask Studio, which is going to be happening every Tuesday evening from the 9th all the way through to the 30th of August. But don't worry if you didn't catch the details. Rob is going to walk us through all of the things, everything. So as I try to get Rob on the screen, hold your horses and say hi to Rob Pombo. Right. Let's see if the things are happening. Hey. Hi, Rob.
Good.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks, Knox. I've like trying to, as well as my phone, trying to see if I can join from my computer, but it doesn't look like it. So that's okay. We'll just kind of do it on my phone.
Okay.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing, Rob?
Should we have a little chat about this?
Yeah, let's have a little chat, get into it. I think to start, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself for the homies at home who might not know who you are, and also your role in JMAM.
Cool. So I'm Roberto Pombo, and I am a facilitator and performer and theatre maker based in Joburg. And yeah, that's kind of what I do for my life. Primarily in Joburg and travel a bit here and there. Yeah, and I have a strong passion for theatre, pedagogy, and facilitation, essentially.
Lovely. And your role in JMAM?
So sorry, I'm laughing also because I've just realized, I didn't just realize, you know this, Knox, that I left my charger at home. so I might disappear for a second just to go get a charger, but I'll leave you, you can handle things. But yes, my role in JMAM is,
Okay, cool.
Thanks. I'm one of the co-founders of JMAM, which is the Johannesburg School of Mask and Movement Theatre. We are a young, based in Joburg, primarily dealing with and exploring theatre that deals with mask and movement, as the name suggests. And and I think more specifically the theatre of Jacques Lecoq, which is he is a theatre practitioner based. He was from France, and he created this wonderful pedagogy. So that is what we specialize in, Jacques Lecoq's pedagogy, and we're also the first training in South Africa that deals specifically with Jacques Lecoq's pedagogy and curriculum, and that's kind of what our focus is. You'll see his kind of his work trickling down, and has influenced a lot of South Africa's theatre making tradition. So it's here, it's with us. We at JMAM are specializing in this. So we are like a purely Jacques Lecoq based school, but also, of course, with our own South African flavor.
Yes, yes, lovely. So, on the topic of training, we are going to be offering some workshops soon, two coming up in August, actually. And I was hoping you could give us a little bit, me and everyone watching, a little bit of insight into these two workshops, what they're about, you know?
Yes, cool. So I'm going to talk about the first workshop, and then I'm going to leave you just to kind of give some dates and stuff while I go run and get a charger from someone that is in front of me.
Okay, cool.
But yes, so the first workshop that I'm going to there is the Mask Studio workshop, which is it happens every Tuesday night in August. It takes place in the evenings, and it is primarily a workshop where we are making our own expressive masks. So I'll be leading the workshops and essentially just leading people through a process where we are working with clay, designing these expressive masks. Did you lose me or did I lose you?
I think we lost each other there.
Perfect, but I've been talking. So yeah, essentially where we are designing masks, I will be leading this process, working with clay, paper machining these masks, painting them, playing them, right at the end of the workshop. So it's a very kind of relaxed, fun studio that happens in a space in Joburg, but and make a mask. Of course, you don't have any previous making experience. I'll be guiding everyone through this process, which is also going to be super fun.
Rob?
Yes. Did you lose me again?
Yeah, I think we lost you again there. It's breaking up quite a bit.
Oh no, I can see that you also break. Let me kind of try and move a little bit. Nox, maybe in the meantime,
Okay.
do you want to just give details? Do you just want to give details on dates for Mask Studio and the Masked Player? And then I'll come back and talk a little bit more about them.
Okay, perfect.
Give me a second.
So while Rob is perfect. So while Rob is just getting the Wi-Fi right and getting all the things together, I can give you a few details about the two workshops that we're going to be offering in August. So the first, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, is actually the Masked Player workshop, which is going to be running from the 6th and 7th of August, which is very exciting. It's as we start the month. You start with us here at JMAM, which is very exciting. Our second offering is our Mask Studio, which Rob was getting into details about, where you're going to be making and playing with mask and all of that good stuff. But I'll
Yeah.
leave the details for Rob to explain. And that is going to be happening every Tuesday night at 6:30 from the 9th of August all the way through to the 30th of August, which is the last workshop. Rob, are you back
Yes.
with us?
Thanks, Nox, and I'm back.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm charging.
Perfect. Yay, fantastic.
Cool. Yes. So yeah, just a quick thing again about the Mask Studio is that it's a practical
Yes.
mask making workshop over four nights. Again, where we get a bit dirty with clay, designing our own masks. I lead everyone through a process, playing with the clay, and then designing an expressive full mask, right? So working with clay, doing some paper mache, painting, and yeah, also just having a fun time. I think it's going to be super relaxed also. So yeah, opportunity to just chill, chat, explore masky stuff, and yeah, have fun.
That sounds good. That sounds fun. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
And I
and
know it's quite a popular offering.
totes. And I want to just also say that no previous mask making or like art experience is required. You know, I'm there to kind of like lead the process. So yeah, if it's something that you want to kind of do, jump in and get your hands dirty. It's super simple and will be also super fun.
Yeah, so for those of you who just joined, that's Rob is just taking us through the Moss Studio, which is going to be running every Tuesday evening, like I said, from the 9th to the 30th of August. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time, so sign up. And our second offering is the Moss Player. Can you let us know a little bit about that?
Cool. So the Mask Player will be happening. What are those dates, Nox?
The 6th and the 7th of August.
There we go, on the 6th and 7th of August. It's like a day and a half workshop, and that is specifically exploring mask play. So how do we play a theatrical mask? So that workshop will be led by myself and Kyla Davis, and it is for theatre makers, for actors, theatre actors, as well as non-theatre actors, e.g. screen actors, any actors, for directors, writers, anyone that isn't even in the theatre industry. Maybe you're just a creative who wants to play a bit and get your body moving. So it's essentially just, for everyone that has an interest and the need and the urge to move and play. And yes, as I said, we'll be looking at how to play mask, which requires a lot of, not a lot, but it requires some technique. And there's a methodology to it. So we'll explore that methodology. We'll try on a couple of masks, some larval, some expressive masks, some half masks. And then towards the end of the workshop, we'll kind of, put those all, put the masks to play, and watch a couple of scenes that the participants will devise along with our help, Kyla and myself. Nox, I've also, I hope I don't lose you again, but I've bought some masks with me. Woohoo!
Yay, that's exciting.
So I'm gonna just have a quick show of the masks, show you which kind of masks we're gonna be looking at, the types of masks, which I think will be quite cool, so people get a sense of that. Oh, yes. Are you still with me? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one first. This little guy is like a full expressive mask, right? There we go, full mask, because it covers the whole face. Here's another full expressive mask, and I call these like simple expressive masks. They're a bit more kind of simple in their features than the previous mask, so we'll be exploring these. Then we will also be exploring some half masks. So here's a wonderful little half mask guy, one of my most recents. I'm going to show another one, half mask, and this is kind of also harps back to the Commedia dell'arte era and genre, half mask. And then lastly, I'm going to show you one of these guys, which is also a full mask, a larval mask, which we will also be playing with and exploring. So those are the types of masks we're going to be looking at these workshops. Yay.
Yeah, and you said, Rob, as the mask studio, you'll be putting together the full expressive masks in the mask studio.
Thanks, Nox. Yeah, so for the mask studio, we'll be making like one of these, essentially. A full expressive mask that covers the whole face and that fits your face so that you can play it one day.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be very fun.
Yeah, I think so too. So Rob, we did touch a little bit on the logistics of each workshop, but could you give us a little bit of more detail in terms of maybe cost of each workshop and how to book?
Nox, you know more than I do around that. But I will say that if you want to book, you can drop us an email at joburgmaskandmovement@gmail.com, right?
That's it.
Good. And then that will put you through to you. and you will send through a booking form, and yeah, and make payment from them. Nox, so sorry, I don't know if you want to kind of just talk about prices for these two workshops. Actually, can I just say before we do, Nox, I want to just quickly talk about mask and yeah, why it's kind of like important or fun to do, yeah, and to explore as a creative, a player or a performer that might not necessarily be in theatre, and maybe someone that works in screen. But what's so lovely and I love about mask work is mask work is also something that is what we have as theatre makers. It's very theatre, right? You don't find mask works anywhere else but in the theatre. So it's kind of very unique and specific to the theatre genre. It's like the height of theatricality, right? The mask. Mask work also really is cool because it trains a heightened awareness for the body. So you know how when we start training a mask, we become ultra aware of every gesture, action, breath. How does this character, this mask move? What is the sentiment of each gesture? Where do I put my breath, etc., etc.? So we start to develop this really beautiful heightened sense of our own bodies, which is very helpful not only for being on stage, but also if one is to apply this to screen, right, or television, or just I think it's super a great skill to have. I wanna also say, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at those two points. And then, sorry, actually, I'm gonna add one more. Sorry, but mask is also, it's just very playful, right? The mask, when we kind of look at a mask, you know, it demands that you play. You put it on, if you put this mask on, right, and you kind of just are yourself, the mask is going to ask you to take it off because you're not playing it. This thing demands you to be demands a certain amount of physicality from you, of commitment, and as I say, of breath and play. So this form really forces us to engage with our bodies, and puts us in a strong sense of play, which is really fun. Can be exhausting, but extremely satisfying to watch, and also do.
Lovely. Thank you,
Does that make
Rob.
sense? Was that clear?
Say again.
Was that clear?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm sold. I mean, I was already sold before, but now I'm even more sold.
Nox, you get a free ticket to all the workshops.
Thank you. And Rob, you did mention this and touch on it basically, but who are these workshops offered for, and who are they targeted towards? Are there specific people?
Cool. Yeah. So I'll kind of repeat that. So our workshops we kind of aim them toward, they're kind of like more tertiary. So they're not for kind of high school students. We are looking at like 18 and above, preferably actually if you have done some kind of theatre training or have some kind of creative practice, or you have gone through your life and you have the urge to explore something new, right? So this is kind of who we're aiming it towards. So writers, performers, artists, poets, general creatives, theatre makers, theatre performers, screen actors, current performance students. So if you're a student at a tertiary institution, this is also for you. That's who these workshops are for.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for that. So yeah, if you've just joined, these are our Noxi interview series where we're speaking to members of JMAM about the workshop offerings we have for the 2022 workshop series. And we're currently speaking to Roberto Pombo about the Mask Studio and the Mask Player workshops, which are going to be running from the Mask Studio from the 9th all the way through to the 30th of August, every Tuesday evening. And then also the mask player, which is going to be going through on the 6th and the 7th of August. Very exciting because it's just around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to open the floor to any questions if we have any, but I think we are almost ready to wrap up. So,
Yeah.
Rob, I'd like to ask you, um, what parting words do you have for the people in the audience about why and about the workshops and why they should join?
Cool. Yeah, I think also just before like I say bye-bye, I want to also say that just touching on, if you're a student that is currently studying and you want to kind of take part in our workshops, we also have subsidized places and student discounts, bursary places. So if I don't know if you've said this already, Knox, but if you send an email through to us, there are these places available. So yeah, I think it's important that like price and money doesn't scare people away, specifically students who want to kind of engage in this work away from this. So yeah, I think that's something important to say.
Yes, for sure.
Cool. And then maybe some parting words are I think these workshops are going to be super physical, a nice moment for you to connect to your body, a nice moment for you to obviously explore a new form of play. Mask has very specific rules and boundaries of playing. So essentially playing a new game. So exploring this new game of Mask, which is going to be super cool. Also, and a nice opportunity to let yourself be played by the mask, which is also, developing
Mm.
and exploring other parts of, oh wow, my body, I moved like this, right? This mask allowed me to move in a way that I haven't before, which is super fun. This is also what's so cool about mask work. When you put on a mask and you're trying and you thing, and all of a sudden this thing just kind of clicks and everyone is like, ah, and you're like, oh, what did I do? It wasn't me, it was the mask.
Yeah.
But it's super liberating also, because I think also for people who are like, oh, I'm a bit shy, Josiah, cute, thanks, he's extremely excited. I think for
Yes, we're excited to have you.
people who are a bit kind of performatively shy, you are covered by something. So there is also that, that sense of masking, right? Where you can, which can also be quite liberating, which I think is quite cool. Yeah, not should I? I'm gonna turn my camera around
Yes.
because I've realized this now. There's a button where I can turn my camera around and just give one last kind
Yes.
of little view of the masks for people who have just joined. But these are just some of
Yes,
the masks.
definitely.
They're all parts of sets. So we have that little guy. That's an expressive. This is a simple expressive. We have some half masks here. There we go. He's quite a sad guy. And then lastly, our little larvals. So yeah, those are the sets of masks that we're going to be out exploring.
Rob, thank you so much for this. Again, if you're just logging in to the chat, worry not that we are going to be saving these Instagram interviews and having them available for you to watch anytime, to also share with people who you know might be interested in the workshops. They're going to be available on Instagram as well as our JMAM YouTube channel. So like and subscribe. If you've just logged in again, Rob and I were just chatting about the 2 workshop offerings that we're going to be offering in August. The first being the Mask Studio, and the second being the Mask Player. Actually, Rob, we wanted to chat a little bit of logistics, which I'll do quickly before
Yeah. Please
we
do.
hop off. Um, which has to do with the prices. I'm gonna read this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as I said, the Mask Studio workshop is happening in a couple of weeks' time. It is a day-and-a-half weekend workshop from the 6th to the 7th of August. The damage financially there is 600 Rand. But we also, as Rob mentioned, have student discounts available, which gets you a nice 400 Rand. So you can come in and join us. Again, if the price is something that is still scary to you, pop us an email and we can put together a Lerato, we out here. Thank you. We can put together a subsidized position. So please shoot us an email so that we can have a look at making that happen. The second workshop that we have on offer is the mask studio, which Rob spoke about, where you're going to be making some masks to play with in your lab. Or if you join us at the JMAM studio, Rob is holding one up there. So that is a 1,000 Rand financial damage for the full cost. But again, we do have a student discount, which is 800 Rand for students. And again, subsidized positions are available. So shoot us an email and we can make that happen. But yeah,
No,
Rob, thank you so
can I also
much.
just say, with regard to the mask studio and the price of the mask studio, that is obviously inclusive of all the materials and for that cover the 4 weeks. So yeah, I also want to say that just because I've seen there have been some people from Cape Town and outside of Joburg that have popped in and out, just to say that
Yes.
these workshops are based in Joburg and will be taking place in central Joburg. Yeah, as will all our workshops coming up in August, September, October. They were all taking place in Joburg.
That's right. That's right. So if you're a Joburg-based creator, person who's interested in mask, theater maker, come through. You know where to find us. We'll be here from August all the way through to October with a little bit of an offering here and there.
Thank you, Noxi.
Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you to everyone who has joined us, who has shared your support. We appreciate you being here with us, watching our Instagram live as we go through technical difficulties and all of the things. We really, really appreciate you being here. Look out on social media for our next installation of Noxi Interviews, where we will be holding another interview about another workshop. But yeah, that's it from me and that's it from Rob. If you want to catch more of us, you can follow us on socials. And also, if you want a more in-person experience, sign up for a workshop where both of us and the rest of the JMAM team will be there to have some fun.
Or just DM me. Huh?
Just DM us.
Little DM. Cool. Thanks, folks. Have a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty, have a good one, everybody.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.